It's live. It is. Because I am, again, alive. You know, you can pray and you can pray for God to take your soul before you awake, but sometimes God just does not answer. But that's okay, because tomorrow is Dress to Kill, and it will be unforgettable, and I am so excited for it. Also, I'm continuing my Dress to Kill questions, answering them, because if I'm going to ask them to other people, I should at least be able to come up with my own awkward answers. Although I am afforded the luxury of thought alone in my bedroom, whereas they will have to do it live on stage. Also, why it's fair that I answer as many of the questions as I can fit in before the time. And most of the time, I'm able to answer them all, but I'm a wordy bitch, so we'll see. I can talk words fast, though, so it, like, helps. If you're going to be a wordy bitch, because could you imagine if I was, like, a sloth talking a wordy bitch? Like, as many of the words as I can get out per second, I then talked slow. Like, oh my God, I would be finishing a sentence from last Wednesday. Still. I am trying. Rain, lane, train, splaney. Lady. Alright, so these are my bucket questions for Dress to Kill tomorrow. Unforgettable. I already finished one page, which means I probably should cut it. Resurrected on YouTube. Not yet, but will be. I'm human. Human pace. Human pace. Let's see. Alright. But, heck. Human pace. Monkey feet. Left off on the question. If comedy were an airline, are you Delta, which is reliable, Spirit, chaotic, or 9/11, tragic but unforgettable? Oh, I'm definitely Spirit. I'm choosing my own seat. It's gonna get chaotic. I'm judging everyone that walks past the seat I get, and I'm getting early boarding. So make sure you're behind. Make sure you're in front of me. If you walk past me, I'm making a judgment about how you're gonna carry a book, and I'm gonna film my podcast with Carla today. So, I got good over the shoulder. So, don't think you're gonna sit behind me. I'm not gonna notice you didn't crack that book. I just love it. I love that we all bring books we don't read. It's such a thing. Like, we all just wander around like, what are we doing? Traveling. We're going to read a novel. Like, what the fuck? No. Traveling is exhausting. It takes so much work. Like, when are you going to fit in reading a novel? I don't fit in reading a novel during my boring ass life. How am I going to do that traveling? I'm going to have to be broke down on some tarmac with nothing. And I'm like reading over someone's shoulder. All right. I'm already running late, but I want to do eyeshadow, even though it doesn't matter. It's just a thing. Eyeshadow makes me happy. It matters to no one but me, but shadows exist. Alright, if you had to fight terrorism with one accessory, what would it be? A cute knife. And yes, I've had cute knives. They make cute knives for girls. Bedazzle knives, iridescent knives. You can get a knife as a girl. Would be the accessory I'd use to fight terrorism. I can't remember. What sucks is the people who would have fought terrorism had, like, their box cutters and shit taken away from probably too. Or, like, instead of. Damn it. Well, it's a good reason to always get held up in TA, I guess. Like, try and go through with the weapons so that if they're letting people through with weapons, you got one. Oh my gosh. I rode with a friend it was his first time ever on a plane, and I'm just like, if I had said that to him in line on the way there, he'd be like, oh my God, Amy, please. No, I'm already scared. And by the way, Dakota, you can bring a knife if you want. In fact, we really want to, because if they're letting people on with knives, we want to be the people with them. First ever plane ride. That's hella funny. The sky be blessing us with jokes. That's for sure. Hopefully that's with senses of humor too. I know, like, Southwest, so maybe I'd be Southwest. Because Southwest, my friend from work, who is now resting in peace, most dope Donna, she brought back when she went on to Southwest Airlines, and they gave these little napkins, and on the napkins it was like, have a joke, write it down to entertain the plane. So there's this thing where when they did the drinks, where everyone got like a napkin where they could write down a joke and then hand it in, and then like whoever had the best joke got to say it on the plane. And so she didn't write down a joke, but she saved the napkin and brought it back for me. And I didn't write down Southwest, but that'd probably be the spirit of airline that I would be. I like that they were doing that. I thought it was cute. She brought back. She's like, I didn't know what to write, but I was like, you would know. That's what she said. I didn't even say that about myself. I have some good friends that rest in peace. If you had to fight terrorism with, oh yeah, where I said that, it was cute knife. Who in this room looks most likely to hijack a Greyhound bus? All right. I'm not hijacking anything. I am like actually really quick on giving away like leadership, because there's always, including when I was a teacher, I'm like, I don't know, this kid speaks more languages than me. We should probably just let him teach this shit. Like, I'm so quick to just like shirk off. I don't know. Power is not something I'm super into. Not like over people. Like, it'd be cool to have power to just like make rainbows, but I like pause time so I could have a long nap. Speaking of, I'm trying to cover up the dark circles under my eyes right now, if you're wondering the extra time on this particular makeup. Also, I'm not rubbing it in well. Which is wasting it, but who fucking cares? I do. I fucking care. So I'm the one that looks most likely to hijack a Greyhound bus because I'm the only one in this room. So I have to take it. Although that would be hilarious. Come to Dress to Kill looking like you are going to hijack a Greyhound bus. Please. 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 Which Middle Earth creature would you least want to see? Oh, I'm going to be honest. This is actually a really bad thing. So my whole 9/11 thing is that I kept getting the two towers and the twin towers confused because they come out around the same fucking time. Like, the towers dropped the next year, two towers, Lord of the Rings. Like, oh, what? It's not my fault. It's like, it's not my fault. Twin towers, two towers. But I don't even know if it was Lord of the Rings and twin towers or the two towers that dropped. I just know double towers. And so I get confused. And I don't even know enough about Lord of the Rings, but to stick with the theme of my confusion, I wrote a lot of Lord of the Rings jokes. Fair. Frodo was my first celebrity crush. I still don't fucking know about what Lord of the... I don't know what Middle Earth creature would I least want to see. I don't know. I know that, like, if I was not white, like if I was of a color, I'd be scared to see Gandalf the White, because he's really claiming it. Like, he's a wizard claiming that color. So, like, I don't know. I would be... I don't know if I'm even like, I don't remember how they feel about Catholics. They're always like, non-denominationally racist. What the fuck? I don't know. They're very denominationally something racist. I don't need to get the KKK, because the KKK is remnants of it are soon to be destroyed. Stupid ass thing to hate someone for something they were born with. Look at a baby and hate it just for coming out of a womb as such when existing is so hard. Alright. Best way to get energy. Drugs. Hands down. And you know what they say about caffeine? It's a drug. What's something strange that happened in your childhood? I was the strange thing in my childhood, but I've been thinking, because I was asking people about ghost story questions, and so I've been thinking about ghost story questions. I had a really weird experience, and I know for sure I've never talked about it on Verbal Autobiography, and to this day, it's kind of an interesting one. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and it didn't hurt me, but it was strange. So, over 10 years ago, probably now, maybe like 11-ish, 12, It was a typical night. I was home alone. My brother was working at Rayleigh's at the time. So it might have been like maybe even like a little less, maybe like 10, 11. My brother was working at Rayleigh's at the time. And so he was, oh shit. Okay, so I was probably 20, 21. Do the fucking math. It was actually now a lot more years. I just, fuck time, man. Wants to make me its bitch? I'm going to make time my bitch. My brother was working at Rayleigh's, which he got fired at 17, which just sucks because he like actually worked there like a good chunk of his childhood. And considering childhood is so short. But it was one of the nights he was working at Rayleigh's. So he was going to be a bagger. Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure it's Rayleigh's and not GameStop. But why this all fucking matters is because my brother was working. My brother was gonna come home around midnight. He was closing the shop he was at. I'm pretty sure it's Rayleigh's because they used to make them cover the rotisserie chickens in bleach behind the back of the store, the dumpsters, just in case a homeless person ate one, got sick, and then sued them. They would cover them with bleach and just be like, "We're covering them with bleach. It's obvious we're throwing this out," and somehow that works. I don't know legal. I'm not a lawyer. Like, I don't know legal shit. But so my brother was doing the closing shift for that, and I had been home alone. And it had been a great at-home alone night. I'd watch horror movies. I'd play Pokemon on my Nintendo Switch. Or no, it was 3DS because I could never afford a Switch. So yeah, 3DS. I was having a dope night. Also, this was like barely out of the aughts. Like, was Obama even president? Obama was definitely president. I don't know if he was in second term yet, though. It's the creepiest thing that ever happened to me. It's a long way of telling this story. Oh my God. I would be a terrible contestant on my own show. What matters for the purpose of this story is that it was a typical night of me being home, and I knew my brother would get home late. So I knew there would be some disturbance in the household in terms of like hearing the door open and shit when he got home, which would be around midnight. I had, Amy alone partied myself the fuck out around 9 or 10, and so I went to bed and I passed the fuck out. I think I like smoked. And it was back in the days when edibles were almost unregulated, so it was like I got like a real good corner of edible. I went to bed, and I remember at some point in a deep sleep hearing what I would say is my brother coming home. So the door opening, and even while half asleep for this, what's funny is like I remember this. I heard the door open. We had a cat. We had a cat at the time that had a lot of health problems. She was a really adorable little fluffy cat, but we couldn't really let her outside of the house because she had like epilepsy and shit. She was like a total indoor cat. Her name was Lucy. We had another cat who was like outdoor, indoor. That doesn't matter. All that matters is Lucy because that comes back around. But I remember hearing someone walk in and walk around the house. And even in my half sleep, I remember being surprised I didn't hear my brother because my brother would come in usually loud, like, "I'm fucking home. Like, let's smoke," or like kind of announcing himself. And no, because he didn't smoke in high school. But he did do Rayleigh's, I think. Nope, he didn't. No, it was definitely Rayleigh's. He just would have come in to hang out. Like, my brother's always been great company, sober. Like, if you drink or smoke, my brother's just fucking good company. And so, like, he would come in kind of announcing himself, and I did like his company. Like, I have said that we were children. So I was like, okay, I remember the weird thing, even half asleep, being, God, I'm taking this so long on this story. Because it's a creepy story. I'm still trying to make sense of it myself. I remember not hearing him call out. And that's like a weird thing for my brother. He would always come in loud. But I remember like half awake, half asleep, hearing someone basically come in the door, like come home, and walk through the house, like, and I just fell back asleep, just like assuming, because I had kind of been expecting my brother to come home. And a lot of times he would come home looking for company and I wasn't going to get up. And he would even be then quiet. He would start out like, "I'm home," and then kind of get quiet because he's like, "Oh, Amy's probably asleep and shit." Well, the funny thing is, though, I fell back asleep. The next thing I know is I'm waking up to my brother all but screaming. Like, "Amy, what the fuck? Lucy's gonna get out. What were you doing? Did you, like, get so high? What the hell?" Because he came home. And when he came home, our front door was wide-ass open. And every door in our house, from the side doors to the back door, were just as fully open as you could get the doors. And the cat was outside. So I was like, he came and he was, like, carrying the cat. I was like, "What the fuck, Amy? What were you doing?" Like, so it wasn't my brother that had come home, and I don't know how many hours it was between what I had heard coming through the house and when I heard my brother freaking out because he came in with every single fucking door open as wide as it could go. And then just like Amina sleep in bed, and like the cat was like even out front. So like I don't know if it was like an hour before or 20 minutes, but it's one of the strangest things to happen to me. I could never explain it. My brother was like, well, after that, it was hard for me to sleep. So I was like, all right, I need some of your good company. We're going to go out. I'm going to smoke and talk to you. Like, what he was worried about is he's like, this is so sweet. My brother's so sweet. He's like, you're too pretty on your walks. Some creep fucking follows you back to the house and learned where it was. And, like, went through the house. But, like, to this day, I don't know what it was. I am so fucking grateful that my brother, because that little cat was so helpless, that my brother, just as he was walking up, that was his thing. He was like, as I was walking up, Lucy was like right on the porch. So I was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, every door was open. He was like, I thought you got like high on something. Like, he was like, you were doing too much or something. But yeah, one of the strangest experiences. And I just took a long time to explain it. And look, me trying to explain it doesn't even make it make sense. What was the question? Jesus fucking Christ. What's something strange that happened to you in your childhood? That wasn't mine, but it was my brother, like, barely illegal. I have another strange story about a Ouija board that was very, like, very visceral, like, very, like, obvious. I'd never fuck with the Ouija boards. Not my first experience, but the thing showed me I'm not someone to be fucking with them. Like, I'm light. I don't need to ask dark shit. I'll even walk blindly in the light, rather than ask dark shit, because that's trickery. But I'll share that when I come back, but I want to put on eyeshadow. So I will come back, and then I'll share the story about the one time with the Ouija board, and I'll try not to make it so many words. Hell yeah. Okay. We're live again. Good. I want to continue. Right where I left off. Damn, resurrect the shit on YouTube. There's no pauses in YouTube. It just continually goes. You don't have to wait a moment. And also, if I accidentally do something like advertise a gun or say that I'll like protect myself if someone tries to hurt me, I don't get banned on YouTube. YouTube's way more like lenient. I love Instagram though. It's my main like mode of social media. Since like no one's gonna be doing fucking MySpace anymore. That was like where I almost had a chance. All right. For sake of the fact that I fucking love names. And naming conventions are so silly when it comes to eyeshadows. Although one of my favorite games is band names. So when you hear like a phrase or a thing that would be a good band name, like last night my friend Esteban said cockroaches in the kitchen would be a good band name, and then it's like what would the music play? What kind of music would they play? It'd be like punk rock salsa. Also song names, because sometimes like a song name. I grew up in the time of like long ass song names. Hella emo ass long song names. Dope music. I like to get a little emotional. What we have let's not deny it. Fuck. I hate when it's no individual, but things that might make an individual say this, but like experience with people in the past where they would accuse me of being too emotional while being the most angry motherfucker you have ever met. It's like, oh, you're gonna get mad at me for being sad or some shit? Like, when all you be is angry? Like, solve your own stuff. I'm chiller than you. Just because you think my emotion's a weak kind of emotion doesn't mean you're not emotional. You're not unemotional? I don't fucking know. Semantics. Alright, so for the sake of naming conventions and how fun it is to say the things that I have on my eyelids, I'm teaching ChatGPT to do eyeshadow, but I did my own today. Is it as good as when ChatGPT did it? I don't know. Look at the Resurrected YouTube. I haven't yet. That where I do it with ChatGPT. Alright, I go off air and do it because I gotta use my phone to use ChatGPT. I have a separate camera. And if I did, the entire live stream would be me on my phone. So, like, it's probably good that the live stream has to be on a phone. But again, back to the names. And then we're going to talk about my Ouija board story. So, what I have on my eyelids are pick of the patch. Big pumpkin. More, please. More big pumpkin pie. Fall feels. Oh, God. Right now, seriously, I just want to wear my shark shirt, though. I'm summer vibes all the time. Hot tub, new hot tub. Like Trash Lotus. I would be a hot Florida girl. Except for my hair would not be. And then from a different palette, because that's the Thanksgiving palette I got like for Christmas. On the other palette is Funky Town and Foxy. Neither of which I am fully deserving to put on my eyelids, but we try to cover up our marks and do our best and shit. All right, so my Ouija board story. I only ever used a Ouija board a couple times. The first time was in a safe environment. My dad's youngest sister, my Aunt Dina, who is so fucking sick and like is one of the most comic-y offstage comics ever. Like one of the like most genuinely funny people I know. I might have jokes I like just copy from her stories. I don't even know. My family's big. My family is so good at telling a pants shitting story. Like we'll make you feel better about you shitting your pants and like and being terrible. That's we'll find the funny spin. My Aunt Dina and my cousin Kimberly made an Ouija board. So that actually is kind of what made it a little safer, I think, for me, and why I was like, I think, protected from this, is that this was a homemade Ouija board, and it was honestly made with love and for fun. It was made out of cardboard and like cut up pieces of like what do they call them, like the Tupperware and shit, like little plastic containers. They had used those to kind of make the I don't even know what they call them because I don't fuck with the Ouija boards, little like piece thing. So I had done it in their place, and I remember it moving, and I remember thinking, obviously, like Kimmy or my Aunt Dina are moving it. But also that same night we watched all of like Pauly Shore on some shit, and I don't even know who Pauly Shore was. But he was funny on this shit. I think it was Flavor Flav. And we also we went to the grocery store, got not cotton candy, chocolate chip. That would have been gross, cotton candy. That's for little kids. For adults, although I was a kid, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, and then we bought more cookie dough and just really just made this ice cream dope. So my first experience with an Ouija board was just really like being like, you guys are moving it, and then continuing with the fun night. I ended up asking my cousin for this because I ended up getting the Ouija board, and I think it's funny because like my cousin was like, yeah, I'm not really fucking with it, like go ahead, take it. And it was made with love in a home, but me and my friend Kaylin, just the two of us, ended up doing it in our to this day guest bedroom. It is now like this guest bedroom was protected. It's why I wasn't allowed to use the Ouija board in it. So I've been like telling my friend Kaylin, we're like 16. I was like 14 when I did the first time. I've been telling her about this shit for like 2 years. I'm like, all right, with this Ouija board, we're gonna eat cookie dough ice cream. It's gonna be dope. But we go into the guest bedroom kind of thing, which is where the computer room was too at this time, because it was that age. Not to date myself, but it was the aughts, which is what they call 00 to 09. You don't need to know when, but it was one of those years in between 00 and 09. And we we laid out the made with love Ouija board, which was like cardboard and then like pieces of Tupperware put together to make a little piece. And we do the thing that, and I don't even remember how to do this because I don't need to know how to do this, but like there was like a little ritual to kind of start it, where you're like, all right, does any spirits like want to talk to us or whatever? So we did the little ritual thing, and it was quiet. And I remember before when I'd done it, it immediately started moving, which is why I was like, oh, it's someone fucking with me. And like the group of people that I love that are doing this board with me. It's just me and Kaylin right now. And I will say, if you want to narrow down 00 to 09, we both had flip phones. So we did the little ritual, and like any spirits want to talk to us, and like dead fucking quiet. And so then I'm like 16 at this time of who knows what year, between 00 and 09, where we both have flip phones. I'm like, all right, spirits, someone talk to us. And as I say this, one of the, we had at this time these like, what do you call them? Well, not window shields, like curtains that you pull down. One of them just flipped the fuck up. Immediately just flip the fuck up. And yes, it's an old house, and yes, it's an old room, but that shit doesn't normally happen. Like, it didn't really happen before or since. That was like such a such a weird thing to happen. We both ran out of that room so quick. We left our flip phones behind, and we were of that age where all we did was text on these flip phones, like all day in class. Just like T9 Word was the one that got away. I could text left, I could text right on T9 Word. I didn't even have to look at my phone. I have never. The reason I don't answer texts now is because there's no more T9 Word, and if there was, it's not the same as the flip phones. So, I don't fuck with the Ouija boards. It was the lightest thing that could have happened. I have heard other stories. I'm just like, I got lucky. That room was protected. That room was like, bitch, don't even just drop this. I don't think either of us have ever fucked with the Ouija boards again. So, 2 strangest stories from my childhood. The doors opening and then the Ouija board. One I was asking for it, one I don't even know. Alright. What keeps you grounded? Oh, I'm floating. Someone's got to find that. I'm sawing through the things that anchored me too. I'm macheting through. Eventually we'll get there. Favorite way to break the ice? Someone else to do it? Alright, last page. I'm just going to finish it tomorrow, day of Dressed to Kill. Dressed like it was prom for me. The prom I never had. Because you want to know what's better than prom in high school? Good Molly. Especially if you go to a Christian school where they're just going to be judgmental. I'd rather do Molly with my non-judgmental friends in that moment because we're all on Molly than go to Christian school and just be judged because maybe my breath smells like I did too much mouthwash. Alright, what is your favorite spot in Sacramento? Well, all of the city. There's so many good spots here. I love my room. I love the bridge, or Golden Bridge that isn't. I love the rose gardens. Roses grow well here at certain times of the year. Yeah, I love the whole fucking city. How could you not? It's the capital of California, and that's a big fucking state. And you know what? Maybe I've met 1 or 2 people here I wasn't particularly fond of, but the majority, even without knowing them, I know are good people, good characters, and I feel grateful to be a part of the city with them. You don't have to be born here to be a part of the city, you just have to be here. I like visitors. I like when people visit the city. Sometimes visitors appreciate the city the most. I'm trying to be careful because all this does is fuck on my fucking face. This is the worst. I'm gonna have to just get rid of it. Am I supposed to let it just how does this work? This is makeup. They scam you. They gotta have a primer and a setter, and it's honest to fucking God, I'm going out for 3 hours. I just better not fucking cry, okay? No one make me cry, otherwise everything's running. I'm not. I'm going to film a podcast, so I might cry, and I'm allowed to, because it's Carla's house, and we can be comfortable there. I even got to dab off all that fuck up on my face. Hot. Alright, yeah, I guess that's the end. I like this. I'm excited to go out into the world. I hope I see people out there, since existing's not easy. It's always fun to see people out in the real world just raw dogging this existence, or not raw dogging, dogging it, fucking hella dogging it. Whatever makes you comfortable, since it so rarely is. Good luck, good fortune, blessings, semantics.